Let's talk about the different positions on the table relative to the movement of the button and blinds. Generally speaking, the later the player's position, the better. This is simply because he or she can gain more information on the other players before deciding on an act. There are 5 classifications that poker seats belong to: the small blind, big blind, early, middle, and late. Small blind is assigned to the seat which is directly left of the dealer button. The player in this position has to post a mandatory bet equal to half the big blind before any cards are dealt. The player in this position act last pre-flop, but act first post-flop. Big blind is assigned to the seat directly left of the small blind. The player in this seat has to post a mandatory bet double the value of the small blind before any cards are dealt. The player in this position act last pre-flop, but act second post-flop. The early position is comprised of the next 2 seats left of the big blind. Players in this position are technically at a disadvantage due to the fact that they are the first ones to act. The player seated at the big blind's immediate left is labeled as under the gun. This is the worst seat during pre-flop. The next 3 seats is the middle position. It's pretty moderate in terms of pros and cons. Advantage: players here act after the early players. Disadvantage: players here act before the late players. The late position consists of the last 2 seats on the table. These are considered the strongest seats in the game. As mentioned earlier, the last to act has the most intel on the other players.